G'day guys, welcome back to the Aussie Gooner channel. Welcome back to another yarn. The yarn is just a bit of a chit chat about this and that when it comes to Arsenal. Before I get into all that, I need to introduce the heavyweights in the room. The heavyweights in the room. First up, I'm going to do this. Mr. Kenny Ken, the KO King, in the building right now, current champion. How you going, mate? How you going?
I'm all good, all good. You know, a lot of things have happened. I mean, it's been pandemonium in England with, Arsenal fans fighting each other because it's been pandemonium because it's like people being forced to change their opinions on the manager.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't,
you're outcast.
You're abused and outcast. And we're thinking, well, hang on here. There's a misconception that people Arteta out can't enjoy the win, which I enjoyed. I thought it was a brilliant win. I banged my legs celebrating, but people who are firmly behind it, Mikel, don't want to know that. As far as they're concerned, we're all in the mud because everything's hunky-dory. You know, everything. The season's over now on March the 19th.
Yeah, I know, mate. And that's one of the things I want to jump in because it's fucking getting ridiculous. But you know what? I've got another heavyweight in the room too, and I know everyone can see him. He knows who I'm talking about. The proper prince. Not Nazim. Who's that? Nazim? Who? I'm talking the proper prince, Prince Fuad. Where you been, man? You been ducking me? You been ducking me, son? Where you been? You hiding? Huh? You hiding in the corners?
I've been defending the Arsenal, the manager. I ain't been ducking no one. If you live in who lives flies over the other side of the world, bro, does it come back too, bro?
Sweetheart, I'll walk around in this shit all day looking for fucking brawls. I'll do it all day. Ball chain knowing me. But you know what? I got the last bloke in the room. And look, without further ado, and always the last one, last but never least, I've got Mr. Man United from the football capital, right? Mr. Man United from the football capital, Bo Che, a.k.a. the Drake of YouTube. How you going, bro?
Not too bad, bro. Not too bad. Not so much great with Man United, but my country got the victory over Italy this morning. So in high spirits, I always used to say club over country. That might have to turn, that statement might have to be retracted very soon because we got the victory onto Portugal. And I don't know, can we do the upset on Ronaldo's last World Cup?
Slap him up. And you know what? To be honest, that's good news for Macedonia. They needed this. They really needed it. And you know what? To bring it back like that, bro, well done to them. And you know what? You know what's funny? Kenny Ken started talking about exactly what was on my mind. Exactly. Because, honestly, I've been looking at the same things you're looking at. I see us beat Aston Villa 1-0. I see all this shit. And with Arsenal in like somewhat good form, right? We're in somewhat good form. We're climbing this ladder. We're looking like we could get top 4, right? And all this shit. But the arguments around the ground aren't about the performances, aren't about the guys dragging out a win. It's all about Arteta in or Arteta out. And I honestly think it's dividing these fucking fans and taking away from what Arsenal's fucking achieving so far this season. I know, guys, you tell me. I know who wants to have at that. That's what I'm thinking. What do you guys reckon?
I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I don't think it's that bad, you know. I think maybe on social media, but I think when you go to games, it ain't actually that bad. Like when you go to the away games or the home games, it ain't that bad when you go. Maybe on social media it is when everyone got their opinion and it's like Kenny was saying, it's keyboard warriors and they want to try and force an opinion on someone. But when it comes to like going to the games, I think everyone's more united. I think Arsenal and this Arteta and this young team and Arteta himself have brought a connection between the players and fans because you've got to bear in mind, win, lose, draw, he makes them go over to the fans, Arteta. Whereas before, it was Mertesacker doing it. So Arteta has brought some unity to the fan base. Because he's saying to the fan players, listen, it's these guys who support you, these guys you've got to show respect to. So I think going from that, I think he has done something like unite the fan base. I don't think it's bad. Maybe on social media they didn't, but I think when you go to games and you're live there, I think a lot of fans, you don't see much trouble between them. They're all celebrating the wins and that. And I think Kenny goes to a lot of games too, and I think he hasn't had many problems with Arteta out in fans. I'm Arteta in. I'm going to wish he would have been Arteta out.
No, I think what's happened as well is that when you get caught in the emotion of watching the game, all you're thinking about is that I'm so lucky to be here. I've got a ticket to watch my team play, especially away games. There's only 3,000 of us can get tickets. We're a fan base in terms of membership of probably over millions in terms of members who can only get to a 60,000 stadium. So we just think we're lucky to be here. We're enjoying ourselves. And when you get caught in the emotion of the game, it's nothing to do with whether you're behind Mikel or for Mikel. Although you see some fans, their emotions get quite going. They get critical. They're up and down. But the most important thing is that the fan base is united, and one thing is that we had football taken away from us because of the pandemic. So of course you're going to see a great atmosphere. The players are going to come to us because they didn't have our support last time. So in terms of uniting this fan base, Arteta divided the fan base because of the results he was getting last season and this season as well. And there's still a lot of people who have major doubts because the biggest elephant in the room is not whether we get fourth or not, because we just don't know that.
Yeah.
People just think the season's ended in March. Well, the seasons for the last few seasons, with the exception of the pandemic, end in May.
Exactly.
Although we had one end in August, but there's still a lot of games for Arsenal to look into. Man United at home is massive, and then you've got the games where traditionally we don't really do well. Spurs away and Chelsea. But most importantly as well is that you say Arteta's divided the fan base. Well, if you look at it, I don't think so, because again, you talk about social media, and there's still a massive divide by Arsenal fans, because Arsenal fans are never going to be united because of the spectre of Arsene Wenger. It's never going to happen again. You had situations on social media where people were fistfights occurred in the stadium because of differences in opinion on Wenger, and people who were friends lost friendships over their views on Arsene Wenger. And it's the same thing as that with Arteta. So you're united. The only time the fans are united is during the match, because we all, one, had football taken away from us, and most importantly as well, when you're in the match situation, you're just lucky. I'm lucky to be there. This is wacky, best day of your life. It's fun. You can sit next to like a dustman or a brain surgeon, but one thing you have in common is those 90 minutes you want Arsenal to win.
We're all under the same banner. We're all wearing the same jersey. You're all screaming the same shit. I mean, I don't know. You've seen how Arsenal fans have been in the last, say, 6-7 years, right? And it's like a constant for me. I look at it and it's like, even on social media, is a divide. And I just think to myself, suck it fucking up. Suck it fucking up. Get behind the fucking team. There's nothing you can do about the manager. I don't know about you, Watcher. I know we were talking about it with Ollie. Yeah. Similar sort of thing.
Yeah, look, the divide at the moment, to be honest, I don't really see it. From my perspective, looking at a rival team, I don't really see the divide at the moment. People still have their opinions whether the manager should still be there or still be there or not. But at the end of the day, it's about the team and the team winning. And at the moment, Arsenal is getting the results. It's always a results business. It's really, if you really deep it, it's never about who the actual manager is. That's where the agendas go to. And that's where, because there's nothing else to complain about, everyone goes into the dugout and says, well, because he's in the dugout, he gets all the stick. Look, sometimes the criticism is warranted to give it to the manager, but at the end of the day, it's a results business. If you guys are getting the results, no one cares who the manager is. If Everton were getting the results with Benitez, or that stick that he was getting at the start of the season, they would have been content. They would have been like, "No, he's our manager. We're gonna ride it through." Even though he was a manager of Liverpool, so it will be interesting to see what happens if Arsenal don't get top four. Me personally, I think it's done. In my opinion, I think the top four is done. Yes, Arsenal have tricky fixtures, but I just don't think Spurs and United have the bottle to win the rest of their games. Pretty much, I don't even think we'll beat you guys at home. So I just think it's all a results business. If the results are good, I mean, I haven't heard a lot of Arsenal fans complain about the owners.
That's the other point.
Even United fans, right? United fans, we got knocked out of Europe, and a lot of people are complaining about the owners. yeah, the owners are the issue of where we are currently at the moment. Like, let's just say with Arsenal, the 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 big picture is it's because of the owners, the whole stadium thing, and everything that they promised the club and the fans. Where Arsenal is now, yes, you can say it's because of the owners, but losing, getting knocked out of the Champions League is not the Glazers' fault. It's the 12 players or whatever players that came on. It's their fault. They're not putting in the performances. So I think with Arsenal, it's I think Fuad was right there. It's more United as a fan base. I think there's still people that Arteta, they don't believe in his process or don't believe in the philosophy. But if they can, and look, you guys will get top four, and people will still say we need a manager that can compete in Champions Leagues and all that. So that this debate, it's not going to end, regardless of what he does. It's still going to be there. So at the moment, as long as Arsenal are getting the results, I think the fan base is happy, and that trickles down into the players, and the players are performing. You see, with United at the moment, Bruno didn't even play in one of when we played Spurs. Bruno didn't even play. Ronaldo scores a hat trick, and everyone's saying Bruno should go. Well, do you know what I mean? It's one of them. He's the problem. Well, we finally won, but Bruno's the problem. See what happens when he's not here, and that's the same. That's in previous seasons has happened with Arsenal when it comes to players, when it comes to managers. But I think at the moment, there's nothing really to complain about that with Arsenal. Managers doing the right things. I think personally he's been given the power by the owners or whoever's upstairs who's in charge, because if he wasn't, Aubameyang will still be at your club, and the problems what you had at the start of the season you'll still be having now. So I think at the moment Arsenal are going really well, and top four for you guys is completely done.
Do you think? I think though. I think by him doing what he's doing with the owners, I think it's a good thing. I think him. I know Arsenal fans don't see. I know everyone's entitled to their opinion, but my opinion is, by him being arrogant and by him throwing out, you don't like the way, goodbye. I think the owners have never had someone like Arteta as their manager. You either give me money or I'm walking. You wanted me. We agreed on this. Because I think when he signed the contract, he didn't sign it straight away. They were in talks to him for a week. Then after that Man City game when we lost to him, you've seen a photograph of Edu and Vina outside his house. And it took him time. It took him a week for him to agree to come to Arsenal. But he come under saying it's my way or the highway. So I think with his arrogance and with the way he is, I think the owners, he's got him by the balls.
Yeah.
Because he said, I want that.
That's right.
He never took the job, and that's what I'm saying. By him saying, and you gotta do what I want, not what you want.
Yeah, 100%. That's where you're right there,
by the
because
balls.
yeah, and you look at it. If you look at other clubs, right? You look at Man City. The Man City owners have put everything in place for Pep to succeed at Man City. They've took a step back and say, we're not making the footballing decisions, but we'll give you the best people possible that we can get to make, whether it's scouting, whether it's whatever they're doing behind the scenes. The footballing brains do the footballing decisions. That's why we see it at Chelsea. With Abramovich, he's gone, I've got you this player, this person's at the moment the best for scouting that we can get at the moment. You do this job, you do that job. It was at the start at Liverpool for Klopp. It wasn't like that. It was, these are the players. Show me what you can do, and then we'll go from there. Klopp got him to a European final, the Europa League. Yes, he lost it, but then they seen the vision, and slowly but surely they gave him the power to make all these decisions of what players he wanted in and what players he didn't want in. Whether at United, it's no, you're going to play Maguire because for whatever reasons, money or whatever, you play Ronaldo because marketing, and you play Sancho or Varane or Pogba because it's a marketing signing and you have to play. That's what it looks like from the outside looking in. That's what's happening. So even with United, we can get any manager you want. We can have Pep, Klopp and Tuchel all on the sideline together. But as long as the upstairs is holding all the power, we ain't going to do anything. With Arsenal, I think that's kind of changing a little bit, where the owners have looked and be like, you know what? All right. Here's the power. You tell us who you want in and out, because I guarantee you, when he told him that he wanted Aubameyang out, they probably didn't take that lightly.
No, they wouldn't have.
Poster boy. This is Arsenal's poster boy, regardless of how good or poor his form was. That was the Arsenal's poster boy. But once he got rid of him, maybe even the players are like, you know what? No time to fuck around here. Because if we don't perform, if we do off field bullshit and all this sort of stuff, we're gone. And at the moment, a lot of besides your Sakas and ESRs, a lot of teams are not looking into Arsenal and saying, I want this player, right? But now, because they're all performing, a lot of the bigger clubs are now starting to look at, who's Gabriel, Party's not too bad, or this player's not too bad. And now they're starting to talk. Whether before it was because no one who has the power. Edu at the start of the season said, we're not looking at any positions. We just wanna see how the team plays. So what kind of objectives and goals are you setting at the start of the season? So I think now he's got the power, and he's
football
doing
capital.
The
The football capital thing is that all the things you and Fuad have said are correct. Arteta has had the power from virtually the time he won the FA Cup. The thing is that one of the reasons why people look at the good things is that, remember, he got rid of Saliba, put him out on loan. Guendouzi he got rid of. Mesut Ozil, he gave the biggest Frank Boff, ever.
Yeah, mate.
In terms of like merchandise and if you like to say a commodity, he's bigger than Aubameyang. So Mikel did that. Most importantly thing is for Mikel as well is that he was promoted from coach to team manager, which means he's part of our transfer committee.
That's right.
The reason why people say that Mikel hasn't had this and that is because he didn't have the currency of results. Our results last season were horrendous, and even the season before, they're more than average. Now things are going the way, i.e. in terms of results so far. Everything that getting rid of Aubameyang, it's the right thing. Mikel's now getting respect. The players getting respect as well. And I think that's the thing in football. If results go your way, then, if you have the currency of results, everything you're doing is a good thing. But the problem we have with Mikel is, yes, he has made mistakes and things are going his way. The best thing he ever did was get Thomas Partey back in the team, because Thomas Partey, for me, is only genuinely top-class player.
Immense.
People, in terms of like a proven player at that level, obviously because of his age and experience, but in terms of like Odegaard, he's having a good season so far, but as you can see, from the age of 15 to 22, he's had to go and prove himself, and he's probably still proved himself. But Partey, you take Partey out of our team, that's it. All is gone. I hear what you're saying about Man United and Tottenham in terms of like the results. Man United obviously got Liverpool, they got us, and they got Chelsea to play. So I get your fears, but everyone knows that if Man United put their mind to it, they can beat anyone in their day.
X factor,
and because that's the unpredictability about Man United. Spurs, once Kane and Song are in form, plus they got Bentancur, who's improved them a lot in midfield in terms of the passing, and Romero's improved them. I think the only hard game they got is really Liverpool. And the reason why I'm not saying Arsenal's because since 2010, it's been one way. We beat them at the Emirates, and they always stuff us at the White Hart Lane. So for them, it's still a lot in it, because even though we've won 10 out of 13 games, all we've done is that we're still one game more behind Man United and Tottenham with about 4 points. But it's those two games, so it's going to go down to the wire in terms of that. But my problem is with fourth place is, let's not forget, from the outside looking in, Fuad, you're part of this, even though I don't know if you're part of Wenger or in or Wenger out. Obviously, Aussie Gooner, you're part of this as well. But, football capital, I don't know what, in terms of what was being reported back in Australia, but Arsene Wenger divided the fan base when Arsenal, when he called fourth place a trophy. There were protests, even in the season when we finished second to Leicester City. It was toxic there. Fans were fighting each other in the season after. So the thing with fourth place, I'm not standing for fourth place being, let's just make up the numbers of Champions League and let's just make up, let's just be happy to be a fourth place club. No. I want what Chelsea and Man City have got, the best people behind the scenes. And I want YTS graduates. I want graduates in those positions.
Yeah, mate.
And plus, I want us to compete. It doesn't have to be the way that just because we're in the Champions League, well, we're not going to get for these top players because they're going to like Man United and all these big clubs. Can't settle for that. Sell Arsenal Football Club and just get to those standards because we're the third biggest club in the country, whether Arsenal fans like it or not. Man City are not bigger than Arsenal. Chelsea are not bigger than Arsenal. They're doing better than Arsenal because off the field, they're light years ahead of Arsenal, Man United, and you know, Tottenham, because they got the right people beyond the thing. One of the things you said, football capital, is Man City and Chelsea said, right, he's the best transfer negotiator, I'm getting him. He's the best scout, I'm getting him. He's the best director of football, I'm getting them. If Arsenal update that mentality, then we probably would have got a top class manager rather than our top class players. But it hasn't. But this has to change.
Well, I mean, that comes back to, for me, I look at that and they're all great points, but that comes back to Kroenke's, right? I think the mistakes that Kroenke's made with Emery, they didn't want to replicate with Arteta. They made mistakes with Emery. They didn't really back that manager 100%. They got rid of him quick and they thought, you know what? This is not progression. We're playing the same game we played previously. We need to change our tune. Now, I'm not saying the Kroenkes are immune. I'm still going to judge them on the next transfer window and see how much they back their boy. Because my opinion now is, if we are to make top 4, and if, or 5th, Europa League, Champions League, whatever it may be, right? If Arteta is the Kroenke's boy, because he's their boy, right? Then they're going to have to back their boy. They're going to have to back this guy throughout the next transfer window because, in my opinion, right now, if we make top 4, I think we're a bit bare bones when it comes to this squad. When it comes to depth and a couple of positions on the starting line. If we want to compete, just like Borche said, if I'm going to go to the Champions League, I don't want to make up numbers like Arsenal used to and get fucking fucked by Bayern Munich, like royally shafted. I don't want to have that happen again. Right, it was fucking horrible. He's smiling. He's having a great time. He's having giggles, aren't you? Yeah, it's all good. But my problem here is do you guys really think, seeing what the Kroenkes have done so far with Arteta, that they're going to back him in the next transfer window? Like, seriously back him? Or are they just going to fucking throw him 120 mil and say, fuck you?
Well, it depends, because it looks like at the moment you guys are after a player already, that they're already looking to in contact. Is it Nunes? I've been hearing Fabrizio Romano was reporting. Yeah. So the season's not even over, and you guys are looking at players now. I haven't seen. I don't know if I haven't seen.
There's always been chat about Arsenal looking at players. You know how it is. A lot of talk.
There's like 10 games left of the season, and if you guys can agree personal terms, and then once the transfer window opens, get it done. He's in straight away. In for pre-season and all that. That's a good start. If you can really tick off a player while the season's still happening, and that's how many times have we seen Liverpool and City do that? Oh yeah, he's already signed. He's coming. Like didn't Chelsea sign like Pulisic, but then they got a transfer ban, but he was still allowed to come in because they got the job done ages ago.
Yeah, early.
And if Arsenal are doing this now, I mean, it's promising signs because like you guys and Man United, what do we do? Deadline day, we're on our phones refreshing. Hopefully something comes up. On
Danny Welbeck, quick. Hour. Danny Welbeck.
Anyone. Yeah. Last minute Sanchez Mkhitaryan swap. Let's do that. Let's sort that one out.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good if you guys start looking at players now. But like you said, Steve, you guys then a bit more depth in the squad, maybe a little bit more experience. Not so much in the age. You can still get the young players in Project Youth, what you want to call them, but someone that's been playing Champions League. Like I know Felix was linked to you guys. He's probably not going to fit your team.
Nah, he wouldn't.
Like him, but someone like him at still a young age, but has played a lot of football. Do you know what I mean? At that level, like a Sanchez or a Haaland. I know these guys are probably impossible, but that bracket.
Yeah, but he's right though. This is where all of the people don't realize this is the month now. April is where all the transfer signings really get done. And all. And the only reason why they get announced on Sky Sports deadline day and all that is because of the money. You know, Sky, if it was no deadline day, there'd be no views. That's the only reason why. It's like
I'm still waiting for the Vlahovic deal to come through. I'm still waiting for Sky Sports to get that one over the line.
Yeah, that broke down. There was a language barrier. Me and Fuad just couldn't talk to the fucking bloke. It just, none of it made sense, you know?
Steve, we got it. But then again, all right, Arsenal this season got to move right because we don't really need to go out there and buy a squad. we've got 11 players out on loan. Now you
Right.
can turn around and say, he's good enough for backup, he's good enough for backup, he's good enough for backup. And then what you do is like, you don't need to buy a centre back.
Well, what do you mean? You're saying he's, like, I know you're talking Saliba, but who else are these he's? Because I know we got some boys.
Okay, then what about, all right, Guendouzi.
Guendouzi's gone. He's gone. He's done.
Guendouzi's gone. I don't forget Guendouzi. Guendouzi's gone. I'm on about Torreira.
Torreira's gone. Torreira's sold as well. Torreira's done deal. Torreira and Guendouzi.
But I mean, nothing's been confirmed. He's still an Arsenal player. It doesn't mean black and white. He signed for Latina. He's still an Arsenal player till Arsenal announces it.
The talks are high right now on Guendouzi being gone and Torreira being gone. So if we took them out of the equation, let's just say worst case scenario.
Then you can go spend more powerful money. It's like what's the point? Every like Liverpool, Man City, they got 3 top centre halves.
Yes.
Now,
exactly.
Back,
yeah.
Arsenal will have 3 top centre halves: Saliba, Ben White, and Gabriel. So we are headed in the right direction, but I don't think.
Why would Saliba come back to Arsenal, the club that hasn't played him for 3 years?
Yeah, it's a good point.
Said that he hasn't got any experience and he's playing first team football for Marseille and he's a French club. Why would he come back to us?
Exactly.
To learn his
He's
trade.
not going to come. It'd be one of the biggest. Yeah, but it'd be a pork chop to come back to us.
Mm-hmm.
No. And let's just be realistic about
the
situation. Why don't we do what we should be doing? Right, is that
selling him if we have to.
Money in January, we cleared the decks, and one of the reasons how it was sold, obviously, it wasn't the club. Never really said that. What the club said is that they want to get, if they want to get players that they 100% want and they're 100% sure about. They're not just going to get it for the sake of it. All right, fine. So if you want to translate that, you're not going to be accurate, but you're going to put a spin in it and say, right, this player's gone, this one's gone.
Yeah,
we've cleared the decks, we cleared the books, we're meeting FFP. If we're going to take this board seriously, and people on the transfer committee seriously, which includes Arteta, who's part of the transfer committee, Prince Fuad. I know you don't like to hear that, but you just have to accept that like a man.
Shanks, just shanking him.
The transfer committee consists of Edu, Per Mertesacker, Mick Arteta, and Vinay. Now you don't want Mick Arteta is just whenever we have a poor transfer window, Mick Arteta is part of this problem as well, and he will be getting criticised because he was promoted from coach to team manager. So basically, if Arsenal want to sort of accelerate the process, like Liverpool did when they finished 4th in 2017, and then after they got the Champions League final, and then should have won the league but lost it by 1 point and won it afterwards, and They clear the decks. So if we clear the decks, I want top players. I don't care where they come from. Yeah. If it's players within the, like the British game, then fine. And if it's players in Europe, but start accounting because Arsenal cannot just go, all right, we're just like, cricket. You've got fast bowlers, you've got
spinners, all that shit,
pacers, which you call dibbly dobblers or military medium. I don't want to settle for military medium for Arsenal.
No. Of course not.
I want to challenge next season.
Kenny, but you know, with William Saliba though, everyone's there's two likes of stories to it. There's one people say Arteta threw him out, and there's one where Saliba said to him, "Listen, my mum, I want to play in France. I want to be closer to my family. Obviously, we all know his mum's passed away, so send me to Marseille for this season, so I can be close to my family. Then I'll come back clear-headed, clear-minded." So there's two opinions of the story, but.
The only facts
I think.
Is that a fact? Wait a minute. Is that an absolute fact? Is that hearsay? Because that sounds like a fucking long story.
His mum passed away in pre-season.
But apparently he's come out and said, wait a sec, but he probably, no, sorry, mate, no, wait a sec. Apparently he came out and said he wanted to prove himself at Arsenal, was never given a chance by Arteta. Now I'm hearing that he wanted to go home. I heard that story too.
Yeah. No, but that's what I'm saying.
See what I mean? Arteta see the propaganda.
Do you see this propaganda machine? This propaganda machine here. Prince Fuad's supposed to be the proper prince, right? I'm thinking it's not the proper prince. I think it's the propaganda prince. That's what I've got right here. You know what I mean?
Because William Saliba put it on his Instagram. My mother passed away. I want to be close to my family.
Yeah, but Fuad,
so where do you think?
Why? If you guys get top 4 this season and start playing Champions League, why are you guys going back in for Saliba? Get
He's our
someone
player.
else.
He's our player.
Yeah, but yeah, he's your player. But why would you want him as a backup or someone to be starting in a? Like, to be honest, he might be having a good season, but no one's talking about him. No one. There's not even a Twitter feed, nothing talking about him. If Arsenal make Champions League, start going in for the bigger players. Let's not settle for a guy that if wherever you want to look at it, Arteta got rid of him, or he wanted to come back, but he's not here, didn't get game time. If he comes back, and same thing happens like Donny van de Beek, we promise you minutes. He doesn't get the minutes, then the whole story repeats again, and it creates another toxic culture in the dressing room.
I don't think it does because we got to understand when this season.
Yeah, but there's like 15 free agents that are probably will take his spot any day.
Playing one competition. Well, next season we're back in every competition. Next season we can't just say, "Oh, you know what? Let's do it last season."
Let's take one game at a time. Just because
yeah, but bro, like even
you need them back, bro.
We don't mean it.
Yeah, but there's like 15 players in the Premier League better than Saliba that you guys can probably get from the clubs below.
But we need him back. At the end of the day, we need him back. I will go ballistic. I'll be honest with you. Listen, every Arsenal fan will have a meltdown if they bought another centre half worth a lot of money.
Yeah, but there's like how many free agents available?
And I tell you what, Arsenal fan base, why are you spending another 50 million when you're going to get Saliba? So bring him back, save that money, and buy two.
But you see, this is the story here, right?
It doesn't work out. What about if he comes back and he costs you a few
exactly
games that might get knocked out or he doesn't perform? He unsettles the players around him. It's a if
I don't think he's that type of person. He's a professional footballer. Listen, it ain't our fault, all right?
Do not make mistakes.
You got players in your thing because Cristiano Ronaldo comes out crying about your squad. They not up for
this ain't about this ain't about United. Fuck United. We're talking about the shit that's going on in Arsenal.
Mentality. Arsenal, our players don't come out saying anything bad about each other.
When Dursey comes out and says shit about Arsenal all fucking day, and he's still an Arsenal player.
Play with youngsters his age. He's coming to play with some youngsters his age. I don't think Saliba's a problem. I don't think he's going to give Arteta problems. I think he's going to come and do his job, and that's it. And show Arsenal fans why we bought him for.
Shouldn't if we get top 4 be upgrading our squad? The fact is that team who's got us position for the top 4
without him
is not going to be good enough next season for the top to get us in the top 4, and they're not going to be good enough in order to challenge the Champions League. So we need to make wise decisions. Football is a bastard game. It's a ruthless game. There's players who's going to serve us well that we're going to think, right, he's not going to take us to the next level. It's a shame, but that happens. It's the same with players who get you out of the Championship in the Premiership. You leave them behind because they're not Premiership players. The fact is that you talk about strikers. We got major surgery in our team. We need cover for Kieran Tierney because let's cover Kieran Tierney.
Savage is okay.
Always be consistent. Right back, we need a top class right back. Tommy Asu's good, great defensively, but going forward, it's not good enough. Cedric is a squad player. We want a top. We want him right back.
I rate Cedric.
No, wait. I don't. I'm sorry with that.
That's level. You want players like Trent Alexander-Arnold and Reece James. That's a level of right back we should be looking at.
Yeah, but Trent Alexander, you see,
Arsenal have to do that.
But you see, look, I want to come in on that one with Tomiyasu, right? I think Tomiyasu playing in the Arsenal squad now, I know he's not great going forward, but if you watch him, there's plenty of times he's done an overlap and Saka hasn't even put a ball through. I've seen that plenty of times, and I'm like, put the ball through, and Saka keeps cutting into his left. So there has been times where Saka has missed him. Honestly,
though, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that's a thing.
Remember, obviously, back in the day, you had like Neville and Beckham, that a bit of understanding, and but there was an understanding, on a sort of light level between Ainsley Maitland-Niles and Pepe. So it's all about two players and understanding.
I think that's going to come, but I think it's going to come, mate.
But what Arsenal really need is that, you want to remember when we lost Liverpool. And let's face it, it was comfortable because both teams cancelled each other out in the first half. Second half, Liverpool ran away with it because their bench was stronger. So you want to bridge the gap between being a top 4 side and term going for a title. That's why you have to make ruthless decisions on certain players who are because at the end of the day, it's no good people, saying like myself, saying, well, top four. Well, that's not it. We want better. Me and Lee saying
Exactly.
that. And then all of a sudden, that next season, that's the same squad. It doesn't work like that. Man United have proved that if you don't make the right changes in the right areas quickly, then yes, Solskjaer came, got, first 2 full seasons, third and second, but after that, he didn't progress. Hence the fact they've gone backwards, because you have to evolve your squad if you want to challenge and do everything behind the scenes, because football's got a way of biting you out the backside. You settle for something. We're Arsenal fans. We knew what happened with Arsene Wenger, how we settled, and then all of a sudden, the horses bolted
catching up,
and left the farm,
and we're left in the dust.
Again.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what I mean. You can't these players that you want to recall. I mean, if they're not, pulling trees down in the French league. I mean, we give Messi stick for not only having 1 goal in La Liga. If these guys are not, if they're not pulling trees down in games and trainings and all that, then I don't see why you want him back. I mean, Tomori's doing well over there in Italy, but it looks like they want him out. So that's another opportunity for someone like Arsenal to grab. Even Tammy Abraham, you want a striker? Look, Italian teams don't ask for over the top prices as all the other clubs do, or other leagues. Sorry, should do. So there's options available. I mean. I know everyone talks about Calvert-Lewin, but hey, Mitrovic is a shout. Do you know what I mean? Like Mitrovic is a shout if you want a backup striker. Not going to cost you much.
As a backup, I'll take him all day.
You get yourself a world-class striker, and then maybe someone that can play with a 2. Maybe next to Lacazette. Maybe if you want to play, there's options for Arteta to change it up. I'm not saying Mitrovic, but I'm just saying players like that where Arsenal easily can get, especially if you got Champions League football. But these Salibas and bring this guy back, and that everyone's talking about Donny. He can't even do it at Everton. What makes you think he's going to come back and all of a sudden rip it up in the Premier League for Man United? It just, you know what? Let's just move on, bite the bullet. Maybe it doesn't work out. Maybe Donny's good for Arsenal. Maybe there's someone to look out for there. There's another one possibly going out. You never know. It could work out Arsenal, not Man United.
See, with Saliba, I look at it and I think Saliba in the current form that he's in, with all the just being called up to French squad, this and that. I don't think Arteta's going to swallow his pride, because he'd have to swallow his pride on this one. And I don't see him doing that. I see that he's taken out every single player that's coming in under Emery, right? And he's done it systematically. And I reckon he might take this opportunity right now to cash in, just feel me on it, to cash in, take the money from Saliba, because he could take a fair bit of money off him right now. Think about it this way, Kenny, Ken, and the boys. He's just made the French squad. He's had a good season in La Liga. He's in Liga 1, and now he's looking promising. Now, if he doesn't think that he's going to fit into this squad, if he sells him with because he's got 2 years left, now's the time to sell him, not 1 year. Now's the time to sell him, get your money, and move on. Yeah. And look, how about a Max Aarons at right back? I don't know. There's a lot of players out there that are underrated that don't get looked at.
That's the thing. I've been called, the guy's a young lad, and, it's you don't want to,
I rate him.
Yeah, that's the thing about Max Aarons, right? Is that Norwich haven't made a mistake like Crystal Palace and Man United made a mistake with Wan-Bissaka. One of the reasons why Wan-Bissaka looks like a lost sheep at your club, football capital, is because he wasn't given enough time to develop his game at Crystal Palace. He had one brilliant season, and then you lot broke the bank for him without him learning the game and developing his game at Crystal Palace for 2 or 3 seasons. Then you go and get him, and then you get $1 million.
Yeah,
so
but, you're right. But you're right there. But at the same time,
Max Aarons has been at Norwich for a bit of time, so he's learnt football. So you're right, Aussie Gooner, to get him.
Yeah, but at the same time with Wan-Bissaka, when we got him, there was a certain style and certain way that United were playing. Then when you try to change it up and play this possession out from the back and all that,
he's not suited.
Why'd you buy him? He doesn't suit for that. Why do you think he was doing great at Palace? Because most of the time he was defending. He wasn't on the ball.
Yeah.
The one-on-one tackles and all that. Yeah, that's brilliant. But
Mitchell, it's like poor old Mitchell. What's going to happen with Turk Mitchell is that they're not going to let the poor lad develop at Crystal Palace. They're going to buy him, and then they're going to do what Man United did with Wan-Bissaka and
kill him,
leave him to his own devices, and look like out of his depth. You've got to give these young players, who you're going to buy. Let them learn the league, because I think the successful Liverpool sides under Bob Paisley and obviously Kenny Dalglish and Joe Fagan, the players they bought, the reason why Liverpool was successful was because they bought players. They didn't buy young players. They bought players who had about 3 or 4 years experience in what was the first division. So when they came to Liverpool don't train you. They didn't train you.
Nah.
You just went and played, and you used your football brain, and then you became a good side because you became seasoned professionals. And I think, in terms of what you said about these sort of players, you know, we want players. We don't want up and coming young players like Arsenal have been doing under Arsenal.
Somewhat established.
And Emery. Let's just because they're 22, 23 doesn't mean they haven't been experienced. You
No,
can
exactly.
Be an 22, 23-year-old, but learn the game. And I think maybe that's what we're seeing with Martin Odegaard.
But I think though, with our right back though, Cedric, I think he's good because people you can sit down, right? We can talk about the Max Allen's all day.
He's a squad player. He's not good. He's not.
But at the same time, though, he's a squad player. But every time he's come into the squad team, he's done well.
Oh no, not necessarily. Not necessarily. This season, this year he has. This year he has. But last year he hasn't.
My man Cedric, all right.
Your man Cedric's a fucking shambles. Going back. Your man going back. Your man going back. No, wait a minute. Your man going back. Your man going back's fucking good. That your man going back's good. He's a fucking shambles going back.
You know, rubbish. Listen. Name me a player you could turn around and say in our squad, you know what? I won a European Championship for my country, Portugal.
I couldn't care less about the European Championship for your fucking country.
That's what he's played for Southampton.
God, get out of here, mate. Mate, Tomiyasu's Tommy's a better right back than him all fucking day. All fucking day.
But women Saka, you're saying that, but him and Saka.
Yeah, but Fuad,
Fuad's in love with Cedric and Arteta. This guy's got this Spanish thing going on, and he's fucking a bit biased with this.
He's Portuguese, bro.
I got a World Cup winner.
You gotta admit, it's working with him and Saka. You gotta admit, they're playing well together.
No, what the theme about the whole conversation we're having now is, and I said it's actually the biggest elephant in the room. Theme, but it's basically shouting like a megaphone. Form over permanent class.
Exactly.
Form is temporary, class is forever. Yes, he's in good form and he's got a current understanding. But moving forward, next season, teams are going to know about us.
He gets exposed now.
Respect Arsenal, and they're going to find ways to stop us playing. So we've got to evolve into a different style. And Cedric, at the moment, is a squad player, but we need to get to that next level. And he's not. Him and Tomiyasu, for me, are not the top level right backs.
I see Tomiyasu right now as my right back, and if I don't have another option, he's my right back. But the good thing about Tomiyasu is, if I have him who plays centre back and plays right back, it's a good squad player who can replace Gabriel. Right? Ben White and/or a right back. So a great squad player, or he can make a start. We get a Max Aarons, we got a starting line player, right? And I think depth is a big deal coming into the Champions League. If we're going to play Champions League football and we want to compete, like you're saying, for all these competitions, a million fucking competitions, we need to have depth. Because as soon as he bombs out of the Carabao Cup, or he bombs out of the FA Cup like fucking Klopp does, all these fucking Arteta outers and all these trending fuckers are going to come out and start, oh, look, we bombed out of this one. There goes a trophy. There goes another trophy. There goes another trophy. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and if they win it, and the funny thing, if we win the Carabao Cup, oh, it's just a Carabao Cup. The fuck, mate? Like, you know what I mean?
No. You got that one wrong. You got that wrong.
Oh, really?
I was at Wembley in 2018, and we got smashed by Man City. It was the most embarrassing thing ever. I want to win. And I went to Cardiff in 2007 when Wenger, I should have been Wenger out that day, but I was actually Wenger out in 2009. My day out, got up early, got the colours, got picked up from the Arsenal, and got a cab to the Arsenal, and I come back and I see Chelsea playing Drogba, Terry, Lampard and Petr Cech, plus Ferreira at right back. This goes on, and Robin, and then I see bloody the kids. Arsene Wenger plays the kids when Henry and all the big players on the bench. I could have killed him.
Yeah, that's what Fergie and Wenger always used to do. Was Man United, Arsenal, always the kids, and unless they get to the semi-finals and they start playing the big boys.
Did Fergie take it seriously? Towards the end of his reign, I think there was a period in 2003 when Arsenal
needed silverware.
You took the League Cup seriously, but you lost to Liverpool, and then I think there was a time between. You know, when Chelsea were dominating and Fergie had that team with where he built a side around Cristiano Ronaldo, Rooney and Carrick and Ferdinand, where you did take the League Cup seriously because you won it in 2006, 2008 2009 and 2010, where it was a case of he got back. We've got to win trophies because he copied what Chelsea's mentality, and Man City's mentality.
I think it was 2003
Arsenal
about.
getting that into their heads as well.
We played Raphael and Fabio in midfield against you lot.
Yeah, that's it. But you look, Liverpool this season. I
remember Raphael.
Remember the Klopp mentality? It was either the league or Champions League.
Yeah.
They had a miserable defence of their
title. That was a cheeky dig there, bruh.
It was.
I caught him, bro.
All right, it's all right.
But you know what? Like even now, like we all laugh about the Carabao Cup. It's the Mickey Mouse Trophy and all that. But now the bigger teams are all going to want to win it because winning the bigger trophies are slim chances now.
Exactly.
The Carabao Cup, get ready because from as we've seen, both our teams getting knocked out to championship teams. They're gonna come at you, and that's the only silverware because City and Liverpool's
levels
they can afford not to win this trophy if they're going for the bigger ones like your Champions League and the Premier Leagues, but we can't. We need to get these trophies just to say we're
relative. We're still relative.
Silverware. We've won something in the middle. Yes, it's the Mickey Mouse Cup, but on paper you won silverware.
You say that Man City won it about 4 times in
a row.
Yeah, I know. And I think what's happened is that I think when you go for cups like the FA Cup and Champions League, it's like the players get used to winning. You know what I mean?
It's about success.
I think it's a mentality. It's like one of the reasons why. Do you remember when we won the league? Obviously, everyone, with the exception of the football capital, wasn't pleased when Arsenal won the FA Cup in 2014 when we beat Hull. But I genuinely thought, stupidly, because I got it wrong, that because we went 9 years without winning a trophy, that'll be a prelude because we'll get used to winning things.
Yeah.
And then we're going to start this new race. It never happened. But I think the reason why I respect Liverpool now for winning the League Cup and playing that team. And by the way, that 0-0 was one of the best games of football I've seen, 0-0s I've ever seen. Is that's it. That's right. Now they want to title. The mentality is now.
Yeah,
we've shown we're winners. Let's carry on. I think Man United did that under Fergie.
Yeah, but at the same time, like the whole winning mentality thing, City when it came to Manchester City, for them, then they never really used to win trophies. So for them as a club, it's like we can get our hands on this trophy because they're still they got the winning mentality, but also a small club mentality where we're still gonna go for the Carabao Cup. Liverpool. Same as maybe Liverpool where you know what? We're in the final. We need to win it because we might not win anything this season. We didn't win anything last season. So they're pushing for any sort of silverware. Let's knock out the first one out of the way, relieve a little bit of pressure when we're going to FA Cup, Champions League, and then the run-in for the Prem. So that plays on their mind as well. Where now, you saw how it was United get knocked out of Carabao Cup. Pressure's on now in the FA Cup to win it because we ain't going to win anything else. That's all
exactly.
On this. That's what I think. At the Carabao Cup, watch in the next. If it's not already, it's going to be a major trophy.
Yeah, it's going to be. It is. It's an honor, isn't it?
Exactly. For me, it is. It's a trophy for me.
People, fans. I find it disrespectful. You don't realize it's a cup. That's actually an honourable cup. So it makes it adds when you say, for instance, Arsenal won 64 honours. You know, and 2 of them or 3 of them, two of them, a league cups or 3 league cups. So it is an honour at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So Man City don't look at it like, oh, you know what? Man City look at it. We won 4 honours, 3 league titles, 2 FA Cups.
Yeah, look at Liverpool.
We're going to keep going.
How many have Liverpool won? Liverpool won have like 13 league cups or 14 league cups, and they count it when they say how many trophies they won altogether.
It's a trophy end of the day. It's a trophy end of the day.
And you've got to honour it.
Yeah. The problem is,
that's what makes the cups big.
Exactly. The thing I see it is, our fans can get to the point where they're constantly looking for excuses and bullshit just to fucking push an agenda. That's what I'm saying. For me, any fucking success when it comes to a trophy, I'm fucking up for. I've got like one more thing I was thinking, right? One more thing I was thinking before I do the flip, right? Listen to this, right? I'm going to give, let's say I'm the genie in the fucking bottle. I'm the fucking genie, right?
We can't put you back in, you know.
No, you can't because that's it. I'm done. Shit. He's fucking quick, this one.
Go back in.
Yeah, right.
Wish, go back in.
Imagine this, right? I'll give each and every one of you guys a wish, except for Football Capital because he's a fucking prick. I know what he's done. He's going to wish Arsenal to get relegated. If I give you guys a wish, one wish, and it can be fucking anything. Don't tell me win the Champions League. I'm saying change at the club. Something we can change at the fucking club. It can be a player in. It can be anything. You tell me. What's the fucking first move? It could be anything. What's the fucking first move you'd make? The first thing you'd do. The only thing you could do. I'm going to throw it at Fuad because it's an Arteta in guy, right? And he's probably going to say build a statue of Arteta, but let's see.
Arteta 10-year contract.
What is it, Fuad? What do you think? He's thinking, fuck it, anything I want? Anything I want?
Build a statue of Arteta then.
There you go. Okay, or you want to play that shit? You want to play the build?
Henry sliding next to Henry.
Next to Henri.
Next to Henri. Nah.
You guys hand out statues like it's nothing anyways.
I always want to... Bro, honestly, one thing only. Win the Champions League. That's all I want.
Just win the Champions League.
Just win the Champions League.
Just once.
So people like me and Kenny, you can walk around with that S on our chest. What are you saying now?
Chest is out.
The chest is out.
So
Kenny,
win the Champions League.
Ken, what are you thinking? I can see that. I can see you thinking.
You know what? I want Arsenal to be dominant again, and I want us to be dominant again by doing the right things, and that will include winning the league and the Champions League. That's all I've ever asked for. I don't want it to be a situation where Arsenal fans just accept that Chelsea have to be dominant, Liverpool got to be dominant, Man United be dominant, Man City got to be dominant. I want Arsenal fans to own their status, and so to do that, I want someone with an Abramovich Man City mentality who would hire and fire at will in order to keep Arsenal at the top. That's the only way Arsenal are going to compete, because this organic thing is working for Liverpool only because they got Jurgen Klopp.
Exactly.
If we had
facts,
Abramovich, even though he's persona non grata, and in the sort of Saudi Arabian or Abu Dhabi owners with a mentality, megalomaniacs, we're dominating. Don't care what anyone says. We dominate as long as we want. I'm
telling you, Kenny Ken has fucking just picked exactly what I was going to say. This guy's a man after my own heart. Swear to God, I want the Kroenkes. I believe that my first thing would be to get owners that were really ambitious, that were serious, that were really behind the club.
Capital C. Stevie's really clever, isn't he? He's an intelligent man, see? He waits for someone else's answer and thinks, I can't answer better than that, so I'm going to join him.
No, I was actually, I'm no shit. No, honest, no shit. That's exactly, I'm telling you now, for me, the biggest problem I have at the club I don't look at the guy playing, I don't look at the puppet, I look at the guys playing with the strings. And the guy that no one is fucking talking about, who's created a divide. And I look at Kroenke as being the leech of this club. And if I had somebody like an Abramovich, I'd be happy. I mean, not Russian because it's fucked, but I'd be a fucking happy camper. Borcha, I wouldn't give you a fucking wish because I'm an Arsenal genie. So fuck you, right?
Arsenal genie. Let me make a wish on.
Okay. No, serious. Now, what would you do?
Tottenham get relegated. I'll do that for you.
Tottenham get relegated.
Tottenham to get relegated.
Bro, if Tottenham get relegated, I swear.
It actually happened in my lifetime. It happened in my lifetime.
No way.
But that was nearly 45 years ago.
You got to see it.
So I'll give you that one again.
It, but I didn't realise, I didn't know what relegation meant, but I actually witnessed Tottenham get relegated.
Shit.
There you go.
Oh, mate.
Do you guys ever think that it's ever going to flip back around where Arsenal are back at the top?
I see that both of us. I think United and Arsenal are going to go back there again. I think it's going to do a backflip.
Do you think, like in the near future, do you think it's possible that it will happen?
Well, the government are trying to force it to happen. Because I think with the government getting a sanction in Chelsea, and then threatening to have a football regulator, what they're trying to force every football club in the Premiership to do is self-sustainability. So by enforcing them self-sustainability, I've just got to get the words out. Self-sustainability. You're basically excluding clubs with millionaire, billionaire owners who basically take a sort of a hands-on approach as Man City and Tottenham.
Inject money.
Man City and Chelsea, where basically they're let's face it, money laundering.
Yeah.
Basically,
exactly right. Now that Newcastle are in the mix as well.
Basically, saying, right, there's the only creditors are me, not the banks, not anyone else. It's me.
Yeah.
You're washing your money. That's what I call. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think if that ever to ever happened, then Man United and Arsenal will be back at the top. And it'll be quick. It won't be like organic, it'll be quick.
We'll have to speak to Boris over there, huh?
Bit of a chat.
To speed up the process.
bit small, but I mean, look, Fuad's got strings and Nicky's got pull, but he just doesn't do nothing. You know, he goes around hiding around in corners and shit. He keeps saying he's going to do something, but he doesn't do it.
Boats. He's having boat parties. I'm saying it's all boats.
You know what is he, Steve? What you got to understand, all right, bro? The way we're headed, all right. And I think it's like we got, even in the Champions League, it's like, now look at Bayern. When you have a look at the managers who are competing in the Champions League and who are most probably favourites to win it, they're all quite young. It's like that Bayern Munich manager. How old is he? He's 34? I'm
not certain.
Maybe.
Could be.
30, in the 30s, mid-30s, Nagelsmann, yeah.
I actually thought he was older. I thought he was in his 40s, but if he's in his 30s, wow.
No, and that's what I'm saying. That's why I believe, and that's why, like, when you have a look, no, he's 34, and the other one's like, Tuchel's like 47, and obviously Klopp and Guardiola are a bit older than him. Yeah, but I'm just saying, and you got to bear in mind, next few years,
next generation of coaches.
Yeah, next generation of coaches are going to win the Champions League, and that coach will be Mikel Arteta. Come on, Arteta.
When Poch gets sacked from PSG and Arteta goes to PSG next season and wins the Champions League, yeah, maybe you're right there.
That's the biggest elephant in the room. I mean, what Arsenal fans can't take, and I think that's why people like yourself and Lee Gunner and never get attached to the players. It's always been a club, and then there's a Terry.
No, you don't. Listen, Kenny. I give you credit and Jess credit because I spoke to Jess the other day. You guys don't get attached to players, but some of them Arteta out fans, they're still crying about Aubameyang. I said, listen, Aubameyang's a good striker.
You're right.
He's doing it. He's doing his stuff over at Barcelona. But you got to be realistically. This season for Arsenal, he wasn't scoring, and none of that fans like Steve.
That's.
I was Aubameyang on the bench, all right? Aubameyang on the fucking bench.
People can't now. People can't now jump on the bandwagon and say, "Oh, we want it." No, bro. We sold Vieira. We sold Henry. I was crying when we sold Vieira.
That is modern fans to you. Modern fans remember, modern fans invariably, because of TV, especially in the UK, don't need to support their local club if they don't want to. Like, for instance, you've got a lot of people in Islington who will support Chelsea because they're doing well. TV is one of the best promoters of a football club, and so is especially live games. But in terms of Arsenal, I don't get attached to players for one reason and one reason only.
Just look behind me.
Their career, they're professionals. The club's always going to be more important than anything. Arteta, I see Arteta seeing Arsenal as a stepping stone. In fact, if I was to be perverse, I would say that he was probably told by Pep Guardiola, and it's far fetched, but hear me out anyway.
No, it's not far fetched. I heard this one.
You go. I'll be here forever. You go and get your experience at a big club, and then when you had experience, you can take over from me. Maybe Man City have agreed this. Mate. A lot of people in football, with the exception of me, I suppose, especially rate Mikel Arteta. Arsene Wenger says he's going to be a great coach. Mourinho says he's going to be a great coach. Pep Guardiola is going to say he's a great coach. Even some of the players think he's going to be some elite coach in a few years' time. So if people like that are saying that, then obviously that's going to get the ear of people at Man City and PSG. So if he gets top four, who knows? He might give us the.
You never know.
And go over there.
You never know.
Yeah,
you never know.
And the thing is, it's like everyone's talking about, like, people do write it, like people like was gives him a hard time, but at the same time, if you do enough off and he does good, it'd be the same fans crying for him. Do you get me, my butcher? Do you get me?
You won't be making much for him, mate. Speak for yourself, mate.
No. Fuad, Fuad's got the box of tissues right fucking beside him. Yeah. He's gonna be sending flowers and shit. No, relax, Fuad. We're not that attached to Mikel Arteta.
Realistically, see Bayern Munich, they gambled a 34-year-old. Why? Because they're not looking at it now. They're looking at it. Now he's going to win the league and he's in a title race.
I know what you're saying.
They're still in the Champions League, even though they haven't been playing good football. But they're looking at it like, if he could do this now, Give him time, he's going to get better and better and better. And that's why Bayern Munich, if he starts fighting for Bayern Munich, he's 34.
No, I completely look. I know where you're coming from, but
I think
yeah, but hang on, if you're a coach of Bayern Munich and PSG, you know the barometer's not winning that league. With great respect, it's a Champions. How you doing a Champions League?
The leagues are very simple and easy. It's a two-team competition, really.
Yeah. Now Pep gets a lot of kudos because what he's doing in Man City, because he knows it's quite hard to win the league because teams can beat Man City, so he's created a machine. But there's going to be. I think that Pep will be judging the Champions League because I think that every time Man City have gone out of the Champions League and even not won it, it's all down to Pep's brain dead decisions. His team he started with in the Champions League final basically said to Chelsea, "Give me it." He played his most attacking players without any of them on the bench to come and rescue the situation. Brain dead. The season before that, against who is it? Leon, in it?
Yeah.
Leon or Monaco, I think.
It was Monaco, wasn't it?
No, Leon.
Was it Leon?
Yeah, it was against Leon. It was against Leon, where basically you basically get to 1-1, and then rather than sort of see the situation out, you leave your back door open and start attacking. That's down to him. And then the season before that, Tottenham, again, it was his tactics that cost them, and Liverpool cost them as well. The reason why Man City ever won the Champions League is because Pep's gone brain dead in those big games. He's cost them.
Look, to be honest, I'm hoping Arsenal are not going to fucking fall into the same fucking holes as fucking Manchester City when it comes to fucking when it comes to fucking brain dead moments with Arteta. I hope that hasn't rubbed off on him, but I'm not going to go there. I'm not. But to be honest, guys,
let's wait now and let's see what he does in the Champions League. Because you can't really people. I know a lot of people being judging now. Oh, well, what's the point of getting into the Champions League? And this is my opinion. I don't think that Arteta is the type of manager who's going to say, "I'm in here to make. I'm happy to." No, he's not that top 4 trophy thing. I don't believe in that. I don't believe. I think it's rubbish. I don't follow that. I believe Arteta should come in and say, "We're in the Champions League. Let's strengthen. Let's go for it." I think he's that type of person.
He said that already. Arteta's already said.
But it's good though. It's good. He's saying stuff. Our old man used to say, top 4 is the trophy.
Whether to do it or not is a different thing. But he's even said things that people like me, myself, who are critical. He said that he thinks for Arsenal to challenge, they need to be scoring between 90 to 100 league goals. Correct. Do something about it. Then,
we're nowhere near it now.
Do something about it.
Yeah.
Do something about it.
Kenny, I'll be honest. Does he deserve? Wait there. Does he deserve? All right. If he gets top 4 football, or if he gets top 4 football, does he deserve credit?
With his squad,
he's lucky being a job. He's lucky being a job after the garbage that we've had.
Only because we haven't been there for 5 years. So for him to get us back into the big competition, the world's competition,
we wanted Arsene Wenger out because the top 4 was. We wanted Arsene Wenger out because the top 4 was already settled.
And now we're settling for it.
For you to turn it around and put a spin on it and say, "Oh, let's be able to get it." Hang on here. What's the point of having those protests to get Wenger out? What's the point of friends falling out? What's the point of people getting banning orders?
But what Arsene Wenger
we didn't protest to get Arsene Wenger out. We didn't protest against the Kroenkes in order to settle for 4th place. We protested against the Kroenkes and Wenger because 4th place was their plateau.
But I'm saying to you, Kenny, that's not because everyone gives out because of the previous 20 years, 12 years of badness with Arsene Wenger. A lot of Arteta out fans, they blame that on him. He hasn't been in the Champions League for us to judge him. All right. And the same matter is,
why was he accepting the criticism when it was poor? Why was it that?
Because it was Wenger was
the last 18 years? Why was the last 10 years blamed on one man who was only here for 18 months? That is at Villarreal. How comes Wenger, Papa Wenger, what they called him? Yeah, my dad. Got an exemption. Arteta, who got an exemption, yet then all the Arsenal fans are saying...
You can see Arteta now, the football he's playing is good, the defensive good, the unity is good. It takes time. Klopp coming in 2015 and won his first ever made trophy in 2018. So it don't happen overnight. It takes time, but I'm not saying Arteta is like
the man.
But I'm saying in a previous moment, does he deserve a bit of credit from taking us from everyone saying we're going to finish 12th, we're going to finish 10th, we're in a relegation?
We're a top 6 team, buddy.
Yeah, if he gets to top 4 football, I don't believe that Arteta's the type of manager who's going to turn around Ken and say, you know what,
hope so. I really hope so.
Because Kenny, I'll prove a point now. I'll prove a point. When Arsene Wenger, when people go like, this is when I argue with the Arteta out fans. It was Arsene Wenger who, when we needed a defensive midfielder, he goes and buys Ozil. He goes and buys Kolasinac from one medical room to another medical room. Arsene Wenger only bought attacking players, and we never replaced Vieira. But at least with Arteta, the first thing he did. It was, you know what? Let's go and get me Partey. They got him Partey. Go and get me Gabriel, and let's get a top.
Unai Emery asked for Partey. He asked for a lot of players. The ball, as you know,
like we said before, he wasn't backed. But look, you see what we're seeing here. You see what we're seeing here. This is the same shit I was talking about that we can't. Remember, we're not seeing, but I just seen it here. We got Fuad on the left or my right, and we've got Kenny Ken on this side, and we've both got arguments about a manager, right? And right now, we can sit here and fight about it all day. But you know what? Guess what? Let me give you guys one little thing. Nothing Fuad you can do about it. Nothing you can do about it, Kenny Ken. Because you know why?
So I want to enjoy the rest of the season because, you know, there's some big games.
We can't win it. We can't win that fight. We can't win that battle.
Look, he's a man in possession.
That's it.
I think that's one thing is that he's got a lot of support from the fans like Fuad, and there's probably more fans behind Arteta like Fuad than there are people like myself who have considerable reservations. However, the most important thing is that, you know, there's standards that need to be upheld at the football club, and that, you know, next season, you know,
we want to see progression. Right. We want to see progression, not regression, of course. Yeah, that's exactly what you want to see. Yeah,
you know, if the sort of like story, you know, has been sold that all the fairy tales been, you know, sold to you that, by the way, you know, we're clearing the decks, these players are getting off the box, then there's enough space in order to make significant improvements on the squad. And I'm at my squad. You've got to improve that first team because, as we said before, there's a lot of players who are not going to be good enough to take us to that level where we should be challenging for the Champions League and win the league.
And that's
sad. It's a sad fact of football.
It's fact.
You know,
it's
players
fact.
are dispensable.
Yeah, it's fact. It's fact. Guys, look, honestly, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed this chat. I reckon we fucking touch base on fucking every fucking thing. And if anyone who watches this and watches it all the way through,
was desperate to change
he was doing his fucking best. The propaganda prince, not the proper prince, the propaganda prince was in the house. And Fuad, look, you know what? You know, I'm going to tell you one thing. I love your passion, and you stick to your guns, and you don't fuck about, and you don't bend. And that's one thing I can give you, bro. I'll give you credit for that. No matter who comes and knocks on your door, you're like, I'm sticking to my guns. This is what I believe, and that's what you should be like. And honestly, I'd like to thank. Yeah, go for it.
Can I say something? Kenny, good luck for tomorrow. The quiz master, the undefeated, and still tomorrow is going to be 5-4-0.
Here we go.
You know what? I'm really looking forward to it. But the thing about it, right, is that I never really got out much. I didn't have an extensive social life. All three of you guys had. You know, it was either football, just sitting and watching football. So. And reading up books on stuff before I was even born. So that's probably why I do quite well in quizzes like Arsenal quizzes and football quizzes in general.
Well, Fuad, I think you're going to have your hands tied there. I don't know what's going to happen there. I'm not going to fucking put money down on that. No, not from over here. I'm too poor. This Australia. We don't have that kind of money. We're not going to put up money on a bet like that. No way, mate. But I'm going to do one thing.
There's loads of people from this country who moved to Australia. By the way, congratulations on winning the Test series against Pakistan.
Oh,
you know, you
mate,
just wait.
We're bulletproof, mate. We're bulletproof.
You're not cricket fan. Which one are you going to say you don't like cricket?
All of us will say it because we're not really into it. I'll watch bits and pieces of it. That's about it.
What about the football captain? You into cricket?
Nah.
Oh, he's a cricket player. Yes, you are, mate.
You know what they say? We rather watch the grass grow.
What about Ash Barty? What about Ash Barty retiring? Did that touch you? No, obviously not as well.
No, look, when you're the best at your game, you retire at the top. Not like some managers at your club, some legends, you know, who went 8 years and.
Are we going to get into banter now? Are we going to get into this banter shit? Are we going to get into this banter shit?
I mean, like we couldn't win last night against Japan, so the Socceroos are in trouble.
Oh, don't fuck! I was watching that game in a pub, mate.
Know what, like, it is what it is. Next year we're gonna have you know, we're gonna have Ten Hag on our touchline, and we're gonna have all the best of the best, and then the treble's incoming. So I don't know where Arsenal's gonna sit in on all
Look,
that. But,
it's all right. You'll have Ten Hag and the best of the best, and the best of excuses as well if it doesn't go well, and then it'll be fucking the Glazers' fault.
I'll open up the draft from the Arsenal fans in the last couple of years of their excuses, and I'll just pinch them.
No, you don't have to. You could just use the ones that you guys have been using all this season. They're more current.
If one, you got to back in the transfer market. You got to get rid of those. You got to rid of those morons. You know.
There's some of them that have to go, man.
You keep the same football people, then Ten Hag's going to go the same way as Mourinho and Solskjaer.
This is a clean house setup. I can see this being a full clean house at Man United. They're going to fucking dust it out. Yeah.
Well, you will never ever win the league unless you do it.
It has to happen.
You've got the money to win it before Arsenal, but the mentality is all wrong. You've got too many people who care about like the merchandise and making money, and Arsenal's just like that as well.
Yeah, bro.
And so the minute Arsenal and Man United get back to doing what they did best and putting glory before money, then they're never going to win the league again. It's not going to happen.
That's facts.
It's not going to happen.
That is facts. Guys, I'd like to thank you guys for jumping on this show with me today. I want to do another yarn with you guys because I swear to God, our yarns are the fucking best. And whoever's watching them, if you ain't rate them, you're fucking blind. You don't know what's going on. You're listening. I'd like to thank Kenny Ken. Thank you for jumping on. Really appreciate your time, man. Always appreciate it. Fuad, as much as you're full of propaganda, I still love the way you stick to your guns. I love that about you, bro. You don't fucking bend, mate. You're a piece of steel, mate. You don't fuck about. and
you guys are all my United brother. They apologise to me, especially the Aussie. I can see Kenny telling me I'll give you in a headlock, but Aussie be like, "You are right. You are right."
And
you know what? I think, regardless of regardless how pessimistic Arsenal fans may be, or optimistic they may be, or Man United fans being pessimistic because they've seen a lot of lows rather than highs, still going down the wire. Nothing will surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if Man United got top 4, Spurs got it, or we got it.
No,
it's
I wouldn't either.
To call.
No, neither would I.
Too many games where I see problems for Arsenal. 3 games where I worry, and there's games where for Man United you just think it'd just be typical of them for
bring it,
big top players to turn up against
X
Chelsea,
Factor,
turn up at Anfield and fluke something and beat us. It'd be just so typical of so Man United to do that.
It'll be. I wouldn't be surprised. I've said it to Mr. Man United himself. I really have, and he's not believing, but it's that X factor. And Borche, I'd like to thank you for jumping on my channel once again. The Drake,
no problem.
The Drake of YouTube, Drake. Guys, look, I'm going to wrap it up, and look, from the Aussie Gooner to everyone out in the UK to all the guys here, I'm going to yell out. I'm going to say Uru to everybody. It's Uru, guys. Arsenal to get 4th, and hopefully some Champions League. Uru, guys. Uru.
Uru.